Hello, everyone. This is Ashley and Justin with CourtReserve. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We are so excited that you are here for the last CourtReserve webinar of the year on attendance tracker and recurring fees. Now, before we get started, I know we are going to show you something that we want to go over. It's around the CourtReserve idea board. So Justin, I'll let you go ahead and log in for us.
Absolutely.
So we're excited because we had the CourtReserve idea board a couple of years ago, but we just kind of reinvented it this year. So Justin, will you show them where to find the CourtReserve idea board?
Yes, absolutely. So from any page on the admin side, you're going to look for this light bulb icon that you can click on, and this will take you straight to the CourtReserve idea board under your admin login.
Now, the great thing about this, not only can you go in and put your own ideas, which are going to drive the future products in CourtReserve, Justin can actually show you here. You can see the upcoming projects that we are already working on in development, the ones that have been completed, and drum roll, if we had one, you can even see Q1 of 2022 and all of the great ideas that you and your colleagues have given us on the CourtReserve idea board that are going to be focused and going to be planned and developed in Q1 of next year. So what we want you to get out of the idea board is you get 10 votes at one time, and you can go in and Justin, why don't you show them how to vote on an idea?
So I can go down to this list of current ideas sorted by votes. You'll see ones that are planned and in development. I can also filter to see the ones that are waiting on votes. So, and this is for Q1 2022. So we'll just say all. So let's say that, I want to vote on a lottery system for courts. So I can click on this idea, and then there's a big button here that says vote. I can click on that, and I can use up to 3 of however many votes that I have left to vote on this idea. So it gets put further up the idea board.
Very exciting. And anytime you vote on an idea, you actually get into the notification system. And anytime our team makes an update, plans it, we'll actually send you an email until it's completed. Once it's completed, you actually get your votes back, and then you can come back out and vote on all new great ideas. So because of you guys and what you've done, we're getting ready next week to put out the year in review and all of the great ideas that you guys have told us that you need in the CourtReserve platform, which is why we're here today. So Justin, why don't you go ahead and take it away on an attendance tracker?
Yeah, absolutely. So today on the webinar, we'll be covering the attendance tracker and the recurring fees module. 2 great projects that our team has been working on that we're very excited to show you guys. So we're going to start with attendance tracker. Attendance tracker is a way that now you're going to have an option as an organization to capture foot traffic that's coming through your organization, even if the players don't have any kind of reservation or registration for an event in your system. So previously, we had the self-check-in kiosk. That's not going away. That's still staying there. But now we're adding this attendance tracker feature, and it can work with the self-check-in kiosk to where you can have both running at the same time to check people in and track attendance. Or if you're not using the self-check-in kiosk, it still works. You can still use the attendance tracker and not have to worry about the self-check-in kiosk at all, which is great. So how would you set up the attendance tracker? Well, if you're interested in it, the first place to go would be to settings, and then down to our new integrations tab down here, where you can go to add-ons. And then under the add-ons, you'll see all of the paid add-ons for CourtReserve here. And you're going to see attendance tracker down here, which has a short little description. You'll check this box, and when you check it, you'll get this nice golden setup button, which you can click to take you straight through the setup. And just really quickly, you'll see there's some great options here for you with attendance tracker. You can show the status bar after scans, which this is this check-in box that's up here, where once you scan in someone, you can see who you're checking in. You can choose whether or not to display the member balance on it. Choose whether or not to display the membership. So if you're using membership short codes, you can also see that show up here. So for example, this person has a different membership than this person, and you can see whether or not the member has an expired membership or not. And then you've got a couple of options here to play a success beep when scanned, and or play a warning sound if they have an outstanding balance or they have an inactive or suspended membership. All really great options. So that's the setup for the attendance tracker. We're going to do a quick little demo for you of showing actually how you can use a scanner to scan in for attendance, if you're at a front desk, and how you could track attendance manually as well. So you're going to have both options. So I'm going to pull up my CourtReserve app on my phone. Oh, you can't see it right now. So I've got the barcode pulled up on my CourtReserve app as a player, and I've got a scanner here that I can use to just scan in that barcode at my front desk. So we're actually going to get Ashley to just do a quick scan. There we go. So for a player, and you'll see the player show up here, you got this nice little flashing border that lets you know there's a new scan. And yeah, you can see all the information for the player there, their name, their balance, their membership. So from here, I can also click on the member. Let's say there was a big outstanding balance and we wanted to go look at that, for example, or we wanted to go see why that membership was expired. You can click on the name straight from the check-in status bar, and then you can even go over and scroll to this new attendance tab. And this is going to show you, who was checked in, the date and time of the check-in, was it a scan, and then who scanned them in. So that's great information. You can also manually add attendance. If someone forgot to scan in and you're like, oh, they didn't scan in, I'll just add the attendance real quick. You can go in here, add an attendance, and even put in the date and time that you want the attendance to show up on. So that's really cool. So now that you've got this way to track foot traffic coming into your organizations, we've also added some great reporting options for you to be able to see this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to our reports tab now. And when you turn on attendance tracker, what will happen is that check-in report, if you were using self-check-in kiosk, it will now just live under this attendance dropdown. So you'll still have the old check-in report if you were using that feature, but now you'll have 3 new reports as well for attendance tracker. You'll have detail, summary, and heat map. I'll show you those really quickly. Detail report. If I go to the detail report, this is going to show me all of the check-ins if I want it to, from a certain date to a different date. I can filter by membership type if I want to. And by default, you'll see this setting here, hide same day attendances as well. So if I have someone who scans in multiple times on the same day and I don't want to see that, I can just check hide same day attendances. Right now, we don't have any duplicate attendances, so it's the same whether or not this setting is checked, but that setting exists. And again, you can even save this report here to say, do I want it to default to show me everything in the current month? I can do that and then say, hey, let's save this report so I can just run it again later by viewing my saved reports. And lastly, you can export to Excel. So if you want to export all this data to Excel and do some more analytics with it, you have that option. So that's the detail report. I'll show you the summary report quickly. So this is going to give you a summary by month of all of the players. And not only can you print this graph out, download it as an image, you can also click on any specific month to get back to the detail report as well and export it to Excel. So just another way at getting at the same data that might save you a little more time. And then last but not least, this one is really cool. The heat map will show you, you can select a window to look at, and it will actually give you the hour by hour breakdown of, what times are we seeing the most foot traffic at our organization, for our different attendances. This is a report that can show you that. Again, you have the option to save this report. So really, really cool stuff that the team did here. And again, you have the option to view this, print it out, save it as an image so you can look at it later. Really, really cool stuff that the team has done there. So that's our attendance tracker overview. I'm going to hit pause really quick just in case Ashley has any questions from you guys.
Yep. Don't forget to put your questions in the Q&A or the chat. And the attendance tracker is an additional $15 a month add-on. So again, we're trying to build features that if this is important for your organization, you pay for what you use in CourtReserve. So any questions before we move on? If we don't have any, we can always come back to them. So Justin, why don't you go ahead and start on our next feature?
All right. So our next feature is a recurring fees functionality. So this was a question that we were getting a lot is, hey, do I have a way to set up an automatically recurring fee for specific members or families in the system other than just membership dues? And so now you're going to have a way to do that. So I'm going to show you that really quickly. Let's go to a members account first, and then I'll show you how you can do it for your all of your players if you want to. But let's say, for example, that your organization wants to use a locker fee, and you just want it to be $25 a month for all of your different individual accounts or your family accounts. Now, what you will have the ability to do is post what we call recurring fee schedules onto accounts. And what a recurring fee schedule is it's a schedule that will generate a new fee on a regular basis, on some regular basis. So if I go and I look at this fee, for example, right now, I've set up a locker fee and I've assigned it to the Harrell family on this account. And then I can go and I can look at this recurring fee schedule and say, okay, what's the amount that they have to pay every month? If I've set this up as a monthly fee. And then I also have the option to say, hey, do I want this fee to just be ongoing, continuous, just it runs until it's canceled? Or I can set it up to actually, instead of being ongoing, I can set it up to be end on a specific date. If I just want it to run for the summer, every month I can do that. And then I say, it ends September 1st, for example. So I'll show you really quickly what that looks like and what some of the different options are for these recurring fees. So if I go to my settings, you'll see all the way at the end of billing settings, now we have this recurring fees tab. So I'll click on that. And I'll just show you using this locker fee by editing it, what some of your options are here. So obviously you can give it a name and a description. And then similar, if you're familiar with the membership pricing structure, it works very similarly to that, where you're going to have options for how many days in advance to generate the next fee before it's due. And then, different frequency options here. I can select multiple if I want to where maybe some people, I want this same fee to be on a monthly basis. Some I want it to be on a yearly basis. You've got those options here. It works with tax rates. It works with revenue categories. And again, it can work based on either an ongoing basis or an ending date. And the last thing that I'll say on just the functionality of it is that it can be assigned either at an individual level or at a family level, just depending on how you want these recurring fees to work. So for example, let's say you've got some sort of junior academy that has an additional fee assigned to it for just one of the juniors on an account, but they have a family membership. But you don't want to have to set up an entirely new junior membership for this. You might be able to set that up as a recurring fee and go under recurring fee. And then when you assign it, it will ask you, hey, do you want to assign this at the individual level or the family level? And you can choose the family member as well. You can say, oh, this is just going to be for Kyle. Here's the start and end date. So a lot of great options there, a lot of flexibility with assigning these fees. So that's everything that I've just shown has been on just the individual level. Let me show you how you can actually post this to your entire membership or some subset of your membership if you wanted to. So if you're familiar with the post fees action, it's very, very similar to that. We've added right underneath post fees a new option for post recurring fees, which is how you would be able to set up these schedules on your entire memberships account, for example, locker fees, something like that. Go to post recurring fees, say, I want it to be a locker fee. Say, do I want it to be assigned to every individual? Or if it's a family unit, do I just want one per family in those cases? You can give it a start date and a next payment date. Again, whether or not it's ongoing. And you can filter by memberships and member status there. So this is a great way to be able to simply post a recurring fee to your entire membership if you want to. And then last but not least, there is a way to report on the financials of just your recurring fees as well. If you want to see, hey, show me all the recurring fees that are outstanding right now, you can go to the transaction list. And then we've added this new recurring fees filter as well. So I can say, hey, just show me all of my locker fees or any other fee that you create in the system. Now you can filter for it on the transaction list. So that's our new recurring fees. This is actually not going to be a paid add-on. This is just going to be included as a new feature with CourtReserve. So exciting news.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we've gone over today? Now is the time to ask. This will be recorded and we'll put it up on our YouTube channel sometime in the next day or two. And again, be looking out for the year in review so that if you are new to CourtReserve or maybe you missed something that came out this year, we'll be sending that out next week as well. So any questions before we say goodbye for 2021 today? Justin, you did a great job.
Well,
not a single question. Wow. Well, we hope this has been helpful. Shortest webinar ever for new features with CourtReserve. Hope you guys have a great, oh, we finally have a question. Hold on.
That question.
The question is, we have to post recurring fees each month end. I think what he's asking is, do you have to manually go in and post those? Justin, you could actually show him what he can, the options for that.
Yes, got it. So you don't, the whole idea behind a recurring fee is that it's going to do it automatically for you, similar to a membership. So if we go back to Sydney, this is a great question. If we go back to Sydney, this recurring fee schedule is going to automatically post a new fee every month. So let's go in here and say right now, looks like Sydney hasn't paid the one for December 1st. So we'll go in here and we'll say, okay, let's pay this. You know, she came in, she paid with cash. We'll hit save. Okay, so now this should be paid. If I go and I say view fees, now this is paid. Now the 5 days, because this is the way we had it set up in the settings, 5 days before the next billing date, which would be January 1st, a new fee will automatically get created onto Sydney's account. And for everyone that has this particular recurring fee, you don't have to go in there and post it again every month. As soon as you've posted a schedule onto someone's account, it's hands off. It'll automatically just keep creating fees exactly the same as the memberships, where if they've got an ongoing membership, they pay, you know, based on whatever the frequency is. And then it's up to you to either go in and cancel it, or, you know, if it's got an end date, it'll just end naturally.
Great question. There's another question here. Do they get reminders to pay outstanding balances?
So this depends on how you're running at your organization right now. If you're running batch billing at your organization right now, this will just be included like any other fee on their invoices. Otherwise, you know, it would be on someone at the organization. If you're using, for example, the aged fee report is one way to do that. If you just want to say, hey, I'm sending out notice just kind of on an as needed basis to my membership for people who have fees older than 60 days or fees older than 90 days.
Well, thank you again. Happy holidays, everyone. We'll see you in 2022.